like me better when I wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before. I like me better, I like me better, yeah.
What is up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Dominique. If you are new, and if you are new, welcome. I am a second semester nursing student, and by the end of next week, maybe like a week and a half, I'll be a third semester nursing student. And hopefully by the end of this video, you join the family and subscribe, and also you hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload. And if you are a returning Golden Bay, then welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping by for another video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my journey that I took to become a nursing student. This is a very frequent question that I get, so I decided just to do a video and, you know, walk you guys through my journey on how I became a nursing student, how I got to where I am today, you know, middle school, high school, things like that, classes I took, grades I got, everything. So this may be a long video. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, because like I said, I'm gonna walk you guys from middle school up into where I am now, and, you know, just give you some tips and, you know, some pointers and things like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my journey of becoming a nursing student. So let's go ahead and begin with middle school. I'm going to begin with middle school because I feel like elementary, you know, it's just way too early. That's, you know, it's a little bit too premature. I feel like middle school is when things start to count, you know, against you per se. So that's why I'm gonna start with middle school. For those of you who do not know, I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and I did move to Florida, so you guys will hear me mentioning that in the video. But yes, I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland, so of course I began all of my schooling in Baltimore, and then from there I did go ahead and move to Tallahassee, Florida. So my grades in middle school were good. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna hold y'all. My middle school GPA was roughly around a 3.5 to a 3.8, and the reason why I wanted to mention middle school on here is because I know that I have a lot of young subscribers. By the way, hey, I know I have a lot of young subscribers that, you know, they already know that they want to become a nurse. They know that nursing school is a requirement. So the reason why I'm beginning with middle school is because sometimes if you make good grades and you want to go to a specific high school, I don't know how, you know, your state or your city may be doing it, but I did get accepted into a school for the arts because I do play the violin and the viola, and of course I would not be able to do that, one, without, you know, the skill of being able to play, but two, my grades. So that's why I'm beginning at middle school. Middle school is not too premature because, of course, if you do good in middle school, then it may somewhat determine what high school you're going to be going to. So unfortunately, since I did move from Baltimore, I did not get to go to my school for the arts. I did get accepted, and that is where I was supposed to go, but I ended up moving to Tallahassee, Florida. Now, I moved to Tallahassee around, I believe it was like my 8th grade year. Even though I did not get to attend the school for the arts, the one that I got accepted into in Baltimore, when I moved to Tallahassee, Florida around my 8th grade year, I did attend a middle school, you know, to finish out the rest of my semester. But that school was a school for the arts. I did have to get accepted into there as well. That is my journey through middle school. I moved from Baltimore. From Baltimore, I moved to Tallahassee. I did get accepted into a school for the arts for high school. Unfortunately, I had moved to Tallahassee. However, I did finish out my 8th grade year at a school for the arts in middle school. Now let's go ahead and hop into high school. So now I am in Tallahassee, Florida. I'm beginning my 9th grade year, and I'm going through high school just like everyone else. Now in high school, my GPA ranged from a 3.8 to a 4.0. Now, I've always been the type to take my studies seriously. I've honestly never been the type to go to school and slack off. I'm just a firm believer in, I don't come to school at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning to play around, okay? You know, you have those loud girls in the morning. I'm not with none of that. I literally come to school to do my work and leave. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, I did participate in extracurricular activities while in high school, which I highly recommend, because if colleges see that you are able to, you know, uphold a great GPA, a 3.8, a 4.0 GPA while doing extracurricular activities, that looks outstanding when it comes time to, you know, apply to colleges. So I did participate in sports. I did play indoor and outdoor volleyball. I was actually the captain, and I also did competitive cheerleading where, you know, I would travel, but this was separate with the school. I was not on my school's cheerleading team. I was never really a fan of on the sideline cheerleading. I was just the competitive cheerleader type of girl where, you know, we would have our teams, we would travel, and we would compete against other cheerleaders. And I enjoyed it. I loved it so much. So my advice to my high schoolers right now is to take your studies very seriously. Definitely study for your ACT and study for your SAT, especially if you know you are trying to apply to colleges. Now, one thing that I did not do that I highly regret while in high school was taking advantage of those dual enrolled classes. So if you are unfamiliar with that, that is the opportunity. I don't know if all high schools do this. I think so, but definitely check in on this. That is when you are able to begin taking college courses while in high school. It is a great opportunity for you to go ahead and get ahead on your basic college courses. So once you get into college, you know, your basic reading, your basic writing, those are already done. So again, with high school, it is very important that you are taking your studies seriously. Again, this kind of determines what college you go to, you know, and what colleges you get into, especially your ACT and your SAT scores, whichever test you decide to take. So my big suggestion is to take your studies seriously. Also look into doing dual enrollment where you can begin taking your college classes. I believe it's like your senior year. It's something that I did not do, and it's something that I highly regret, but it is okay. I am still doing very good for myself. So that is one thing that I wanted to share with all of you guys that I know are here on my channel. So like I said, I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland, and then I moved to Tallahassee in the last year of middle school. So I finished up middle school in Tallahassee, and I also went through high school until about 11th grade. In 11th grade, I went ahead and moved to West Palm Beach, where I am currently located right now. So in West Palm Beach, I did go to high school for about a year and a half. So I went ahead and finished my 11th grade here, and then I completed my entire senior year here in West Palm Beach. And of course, when I moved down here to West Palm Beach, I had the same mentality that I had in Tallahassee. I came to school to do my work, and I upheld the same GPA, which was average 3.8 to a 4.0 while in high school. Now, another thing that I wanted to suggest to you guys while in high school is to also look into programs that can assist you in, you know, the field that you're looking to go into, which would be nursing. I'm assuming if you are on this video. So the one thing that my high school had here down in West Palm Beach that it did not have in Tallahassee was a type of medical program. Now, unfortunately, it was too late for me to join because, of course, I was about to become a senior. So definitely see if your high school offers something like that, you know, like a medical program or like a nursing program, something like that. Always see what your school offers that can get you a little bit more ahead, and, you know, make your resume look good, because at the end of the day, that's what we are doing this for. We do things, you know, like join programs and things like that to make our resume build up, to bulk up our resume. So always look into what programs and, you know, clubs that your high school offers. Also in middle school, you want to be looking into things like that, things that can, you know, get you scholarships later down the line. So as you guys know, I did not go to a university. I chose to stay home and go to school. I chose to go to my state college here in West Palm Beach. Now, I chose to do that because just with the circumstances that I had, you know, I was living at home with my mom. I had a good job. I had my own car. I really did not want to go away to college, honestly. Also, just the type of person I am, me staying in a dorm with someone else and my stuff being free game, like I'm not home all the time, so it's someone else in my room with my stuff. That's just how I feel, okay? So that's why I chose not to go to college, and I knew I could save so much money at home, which I did. Also, I chose to stay home and go to my state college because my good grades in high school actually got me a full ride scholarship to my state college. So it was at that point, had I chosen to go off to college, I would have been crazy because I was on a full ride scholarship, plus I was getting a grant, so I was getting money back at that point. So with all that being said, I graduated with my associates in arts degree. I graduated with a 3.95 cumulative GPA and a 4.0 semester GPA. I also graduated a member of the honors college and a member of Phi Theta Kappa. So y'all, your girl did her thing in college, okay? I gotta give myself my props because I did my thing, okay? Now, the scholarship that I was actually awarded was the top scholarship at my college, which actually required me to take a few extra classes, and it required me to take honors classes, which I absolutely loved. I love taking honor classes because it allowed me to be in a smaller classroom. Now, you already know that a university classroom compared to a state college classroom or a community college classroom is so much better. You go from a auditorium full of people, 500, 600 students, down to about 30. Now, when you are in an honors class, now you get down to about 10 students. So that means you get more one-on-one time with your professor, which is amazing if you don't understand something. So I was taking honors classes in my undergrad work, which was perfect because I had to take things like statistics. And you guys, I suck at math, so to have only 10 students in my classroom, it gave me more one-on-one time with my professor to say, hey, I don't understand this, could you come over here and explain this to me, a little bit more? She wouldn't mind because there were only 10 students in the classroom versus a classroom of 30 or an auditorium of 500. So now I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly which classes I took in college, which term and things like that. Now, before I get started, please do not follow my schedule. When it comes to classes, I want you guys to go and talk to your academic advisors because every program's requirement is different. Everyone's circumstances is different. Please go and talk to your academic advisor. I don't want you guys to follow my route or my pathway and you think is, solidified and you go ahead and do it and you end up wasting money. One, because you may be taking a class that you don't need, or you may be not taking a class that you need. I just wanted to share this video because I get a lot of questions of my path to, becoming a nursing student. So to begin with, I do have my associate's degree in arts. I went ahead and I took all of my undergrad work outside of the program. Now, this is something that I highly suggest. I just don't think that taking undergrad work while in the program is really smart because it's a much more bigger workload. Like, why give yourself that much work when you don't have to? Take all of those undergrad classes outside of the program, so once you get in, you do not have to worry about them and you solely have to focus on, the nursing classes. I know a lot of people right now that do not have some prereqs done and they have to take them at the end of the semester, or they're taking them during the summertime, or they're taking them while in nursing school, and it's just extra work. Versus I went ahead and finished everything, and during summertime I can just chillax and things like that. So I highly recommend finishing all of your undergrad work before getting inside of the program. Go ahead and knock that out. Not only will you not have to worry about it, but that is honestly your foundation. So I highly suggest that you get it done before going inside of the program. So you guys will see me looking down, and it is because I'm looking down at my phone so I can make sure I do not miss any classes for you guys. So I began my undergrad work. I began, my first day of college in August of 2017 in the fall semester, and I began with 4 classes. I took ENC 101, which is like reading. I also took music appreciation. It was an elective that was required. I took SLS, which was required. It's like an entrance to college, teaching you how to cope with college, coursework and things like that. That was required. And last but not least, I took intermediate algebra. So I am horrible at math, so I did begin college with intermediate algebra. And in all classes except for my ENC 1101, which was the reading class, I got A's. So in that ENC 1101 class, I ended up getting a B, and my GPA was a 3.76 coming into college. Now, after I received my first GPA in college, I went ahead and applied for a honor society by the name of Phi Theta Kappa, and I'm actually a member today. So that is another thing that you want to do while in college. You want to look for those honor society groups, those things that will again bulk up your resume. You want your resume to be pristine. So as soon as I got my first GPA, and the GPA was above a 3.5 because that was the minimum to get inside of Phi Theta Kappa, I went ahead and applied and I got accepted. Moving into my second semester of college, I took chemistry. I also took this course called Knowledge Through the Ages. That was a requirement for my scholarship, so don't even worry about that. I also took my college algebra class, and last but not least, I took psychology. That semester, I got a 4.0 GPA. So the first set were my fall classes, the second set were my spring classes, and I actually ended up taking summer classes as well. I am just a very ambitious type of person. In my mind, I wanted to go ahead and finish all all of my undergrad work in 2 years. Now keep in mind, everyone's circumstances are different. Again, I was only 17, 18 at the time. I didn't have any kids, I didn't have any responsibilities, so I was able to go to school full time, and that was my goal. My goal was to finish all of my undergrad work in 2 years so I could have my associate's degree and then go ahead and apply for the nursing program. So I did decide to go ahead and take some summer classes. The 3 summer classes that I took were Anatomy Physiology 1, Lecture and Lab, and then I also took ENC 1102, which was, you know, the reading class, but you know, it's like part 2. And in those 3 classes, I did earn a in each, so I got another 4.0 GPA. So moving on to my second year of college, I went ahead and took 5 classes in the fall. I took Anatomy and Physiology 2, Lecture and Lab. I took Human Growth and Development, Statistics, and Elements of Nutrition, which is a requirement for my BSN. So I took 5 classes in fall of 2018, and in all those classes I got A's, which of course is a 4.0 GPA. And in spring of 2018, I took 6 classes. I took Literature, Microbiology, Lecture and Lab. I took Pharmacology, Fundamentals of Speech, and I also took another class called Critical Thinking. So like I said, I took 6 classes, and in all 6 classes I got an A, which of course is a 4.0 GPA. And last but not least, in summer of 2018, I went ahead and took my American Government class, and then I had another class that was required for my scholarship. So once again, looking back at all the classes that I've taken, I took 5 classes at one time, I took 6 classes at one time. I don't know what I was going through. I was crazy, but y'all, I was on a grind. I was like literally tunnel vision. I was like, in 2 years I want to finish my undergrad work and apply to nursing school, and that's exactly what I did. But following that, you guys know, right after I graduated, I went ahead and applied for nursing school for the first time. And if you are not new to my channel, then you know I ended up getting denied. So that's why I tell you guys, when you guys comment under my post like, hey, I have a, you know, a 2.8 GPA or a 3.0 GPA, honestly, sometimes GPAs don't matter. Now, they do matter to some extent, but they are not 100% like concrete it matters, unless of course your GPA falls below the threshold for you to apply. Most nursing programs say you have to have a minimum of X GPA in order for you to apply. Now in that case, of course your GPA matters, because if it does not reach that threshold, then you can't even put in an application. However, once your GPA is over that number, I would say it really doesn't matter. It just depends on how your school is weighing everything. So my school is a point system, and I've explained this to you guys before. Whatever classes you took in your undergrad counts as a point. Your GPA counts as a point. Your HESI entrance exam counts as a point. So that is too why I was so adamant about getting all of my undergrad work done, because those were all points for me. Those classes is what made up the bulk of my points. So again, it is different for everyone. So like I said, the very first time that I applied to the same program that I'm in right now, I did get denied. And yes, I had a 3.95 GPA. Yes, I graduated with this. Yes, I graduated with that, but I just did not meet it. It is what it is. But the thing is, I did not give up, and I had a whole motivational speech on here. You guys can go back to that video, but I just had a whole speech like, you guys are going to take me because I want to go to this school, so that just means that I have to work harder. Like I said, since my school is a point system, I actually missed the threshold by 0.18 points. It wasn't even a full point. So in my mind, I was like, what do I have to do to get at least one more point? Because that's all I need. All I need is one full point to get me over that threshold. So I went ahead and I did the CNA program, and this is something that I highly suggest, especially if you have the opportunity to do it. It's definitely get your CNA license. Now, I went ahead and did the entire CNA program, which was only 3 months at my school, but that was going to help me get inside of the nursing program. And again, if you guys watch my story time, then you know I ended up not even needing that extra point. I put my application in again during the second cycle, and I actually got accepted while in the CNA program, so I didn't even need that extra point. But it's going that extra mile to not give up on your goal is the point that I'm trying to make. And here I am today, a second semester nursing student, almost entering into my 3rd out of 4 semesters. Can you guys believe I am almost halfway done with my entire like nursing school journey. I think it's so mind-blowing, and you guys have been with me since the beginning. You guys have been with me since I got denied, since I got accepted, my first week of nursing school. It's so crazy. It's so crazy the places that God can take you, you know. So I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for my journey. I'm grateful for getting denied because it taught me not to give up. It taught me not to, you know, just say okay when a door closes. It taught me to go harder when I get my heart broken from closed doors. That's honestly what it taught me. That is my entire journey, how I got into nursing school from middle school all the way up until where I am now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I am not suggesting that you take certain classes based off of my experience. I am just simply sharing with you guys my journey, how I got to nursing school. Now, the one piece of advice that I will tell you guys, in addition to all of the other piece of advice I gave you throughout the video, is to definitely pay attention to your science-based classes while in college. Your anatomy and physiology, your chemistry, your microbiology, those classes are the foundation to your nursing career. I promise you, every day I am faced with chemistry, every day I am faced with anatomy and physiology, every day I am faced with microbiology. So pay attention, you guys. Do not just take those classes and throw away the books, throw away the notes. Do not do that. I promise you it will come back. I promise you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you subscribed if you are not subscribed already. And with that being said, I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.
I like me better when I was yours.